Alright guys, I'm back with my review of this week's episode of MTV's The Challenge Battle of the Seasons Episode 8. And man, this episode was fantastic. Just a really great episode all around. But what really made this episode for me was the elimination. I mean, that could have gone either way. But I was on the edge of my seat watching that because I didn't know what was going to happen. And it was really intense. So yeah, that really made this episode for me personally. But it starts off with the challenge, which is the Hunger Games. And it's like a game show where they have to eat nasty crap. Cow liver, testicles, chili peppers, some stuff that's just really sweet, so it's disgusting because you have to eat so much of it. And it actually comes down to Brooklyn versus St. Thomas, which surprised the hell out of me because St. Thomas only had 2 people, and they were still able to eat all these chili peppers. The game was played where you have to guess how much you can eat. So St. Thomas had, I think, 18 chili peppers they said they could eat, and they ate 25 of them. And if you eat more, or however many you guessed you could eat, you actually get to pick who goes into the loser round, where you're guaranteed to eat something nasty. But if you can't eat it, you go into the loser round. And I was surprised that St. Thomas made it to compete against Brooklyn for Power Team. But they have to eat cow liver, and Brooklyn's got 4 members, St. Thomas has 2, so Brooklyn wins Power Team yet again. And Las Vegas, they just kind of get out of the competition because they kept betting really low, and they just flew under the radar on this one. But the loser round is Cancun versus San Diego. So either way, this is going to mess up the alliance, but Cancun wins. They have to eat the cow intestines and testicles. And San Diego's still just not getting along. They are not on the same page at all. They're still fighting with each other the whole time. So yeah, Cancun wins this challenge. And Brooklyn votes Cancun in to face San Diego. So it really didn't matter. And the alliance between San Diego and Cancun is so strong. But now, you know somebody's going home from this alliance. And it's really going to mess up the entire thing they had going, which up until now was really strong. I mean, I think it was New Orleans, possibly St. Thomas, Cancun, San Diego, and now it's whittled down to nothing. But every team that's left now is really at each other's throats anyways. Even Brooklyn has a problem with Las Vegas. And I thought they were working together, but they're completely at each other's throats too. I mean, not as much as they were with San Diego, but they're pissed that Vegas sent them in once. So I actually also want to mention that the final game in the loser round, when they're eating the cow intestines and testicles, I thought it would have been better, instead of giving them a time limit, if they just made them go until somebody either puked or all the food was gone. I thought that would have made things a little more exciting, just because Jonay was taking like tiny bites of it, and I don't know, it wasn't really an exciting challenge, and I usually like the ones where they have to eat nasty stuff, but this just didn't really deliver for me. But yeah, Brooklyn sends in Cancun to face San Diego, and Jonay doesn't want to go in for Cancun. We hear all about her personal problems, and I don't know, I thought this was kind of a cop-out, because why does she feel she deserves to be there more than other people? Like, it's not really fair at all. Everybody's there to win the money. I'm sure everybody could use the money. So why does she think she deserves to be there? So that, I didn't really care for that at all. But at the game, it's the strength challenge. And that's the one where they have to tackle each other in that small little tunnel. So you know this is going to be pretty brutal. It's probably the best game they have because it's just really tough. It's just tackling each other basically. And it's Zach and Sam versus CJ and Jasmine. And Sam actually crushes Jasmine because Jasmine's really small. So she just barrels right over her twice. Done. San Diego's already got that one. But when it comes down to Zach and CJ, everybody expected Zach just to crush CJ here because he's like 6'4", he's huge, and they thought he would just run right over him. But it didn't happen that way. CJ actually beats him twice. And Zach he's really trying. I mean, he actually cuts his arm, he's bleeding a little bit. So it comes down to a tiebreaker, and they flip a coin, which means it's either going to be the girls going again or the guys going again. And it's the guys. and CJ beats him again. But then Zach finds a way to jump over CJ and actually gets the bell first. And then the second time, he just completely crushes through him, powers through it, and hits the bell. So Zach wins, and San Diego is safe yet again with Zach and Sam going back and CJ and Jasmine getting eliminated. But it was a really, really awesome elimination game. Just great. And I don't really understand Jonay's logic here, because she's talking about how she's got to protect herself because she really needs the money. Well, now she's on a team where it's just two people. So I don't expect her to last much longer anyways, so it was kind of pointless. She should have just went in and tried to win. I mean, if she could have beat Sam, they would have had this. So, I don't know. But anyways, next week's episode looks pretty good. Actually, it's not next week's episode. There's no episode next week. So we're going to have to wait till the following week. But when it returns, it's going to be the one where I think Dustin punches somebody. Who was it? I think Derek gets pushed by Frank, maybe? I'm not sure, but something happens. It's going to be a huge drama-filled episode. So yeah, things are really getting crazy now. I mean, they're getting down to the wire where it's going to start building up to the final, and people are starting to lose it. So I don't know. It's been getting pretty good lately, but I really enjoyed this week's episode just because that elimination was so awesome. So anyways, that's my review of this week's episode of The Challenge. Hope you guys liked this video. Leave your thoughts on this week's episode in the comments below, and thanks for watching.